lovely people, beautiful souls. Thank you for being here with me. If you're new here, my name is Ziya, and if you're a fellow and returning subscriber, you already know this, and thank you for being here with me today. Remember, if y'all like the vibe, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to keep the intro short and sweet. So today we are actually going to be diving into a brief message from your ancestors. Been feeling like doing this reading lately, but I've been procrastinating because I had to refresh my space, you feel me? Now that we're all fresh and so clean, I'm ready to dive into some readings, okay? So, as you can see, we got 3 piles in front of you. For the first pile, we have this Dalmation Jasper, along with the memory card. It's got this beautiful elephant on it. For the second pile, we have, I can't remember if this is Lepidolite or not, so I'm going to look it up and I'm going to put it in the description box with your guys' piles so that way you guys can look it up if you feel drawn to it. But we have the Create card with this beautiful spider on it. And for my third pile, we have the Love card with these beautiful swans. And I'm pretty sure this is a Serpentine or it's an agate. I can't remember. I feel like Serpentine, but I have to look it up. But that will also be in the description box next to your pile. So if you feel drawn to any of the crystals, there could be messages for you there, or it could just be an energy that wants to work with you, okay? So listen to your intuition. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes. Definitely feel free to pause the video if you feel like you need to. Otherwise, whenever you're ready, go ahead and check out the timestamps, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, my lovely pile ones. If you chose the Dalmatian Jasper, as well as the memory card with this beautiful elephant on it, this is going to be your reading. So, tapping into your guys' energy, I was hearing the word pattern. I do have this deep feeling, this hunch, just because I heard that, and we got the word memory on here, that there is going to be some light shed on some sort of programming that maybe has kept you stuck in a cycle or some sort of loop, right? As I've tried to film this intro for this specific pile, I've done it probably 100 times already because I'm just overthinking it too much. And maybe there is a message there for some of you guys that the reason why it's not flowing as fluently or easy is because you're overthinking it. You're putting too much energy into it. You know what I mean? Because I tend to do that. I have a little bit of a perfectionist side to me. So sometimes I'll film something and I'll be like, I don't like the way I said that. I don't like the way that sounded, my voice, blah, blah, blah. And I'll nitpick little things. And because of that, I can't quite get the actual message out, right? What I'm really trying to say, or what is really coming to me. And I do feel like there could be some sort of energy like that appearing with this pile where we're trying to understand something, but we're nitpicking the wrong things. We're not allowing it to flow organically, right? So I'm going to put your crystal over here, and we're going to put your card right here, because I am going to pull a book on this just because they have really good messages in that specific oracle book. So we're going to save that for the end, and we're going to go a little bit deeper. But we are going to pull some tarot to start this reading off. See what do your ancestors want to tell you today. And I also think it's interesting because I decided to put my Ganesha in the front today. Well, for the time being, because I've been wanting to work with Ganesha to help remove like certain obstacles in my own life. So this could be an energy that's also coming through for you guys. Is like maybe Ganesha is coming through to help you remove some sort of obstacle that is in your way, that's preventing you from being able to like move forward from something, right? To free yourself from something. because Ganesha is known to be the remover of obstacles. All right, so what do the ancestors of pile 1 want to say? I guess that card don't actually want to come out. It was the Hermit card though, so I'm going to keep that in mind. Yeah, this card coming out makes a lot of sense compared, or like based off of what I was just speaking on. So we have the King of Swords coming out in reverse. There's your first card. Your second card is the Eight of Cups in reverse. And for your third card, we have the Moon. Move this up a little bit. What do we have on the bottom of the deck? Three of Wands. Yeah, there is a lot of expansion that lies on the horizon for you guys. And a lot of beautiful transformative energy. If you're able to accept something for what it is and finally walk away from it, okay? This could be a person, this could be like a love connection or a family member, a friend group. This could be a way of living, right? Like if we like to party a lot, if we like doing certain substances, maybe overindulging a little too much. There's something here that you're being asked to walk away from because it is numbing. I don't know, that not that word. It's not numbing. It could be numbing for some of you guys. If you guys are using substances and stuff, it could be numbing the spectrum for you, but it's clouding your mind, okay? So it's keeping you from being able to see something clearly. And that's why Spirit is urging you to walk away from this, because there's something that is keeping you trapped within your own mind. It has a lot to do with your mind. If we got the King of Swords coming out right here, this has a lot to do with your mind. And if you look at this Moon card, this is a different type of Moon card compared to like a lot of the other decks that I own. It's a man looking in the mirror and he's seeing a lot of different versions of himself, and each mirror is playing out a different fear of his, right? So there's some sort of like fear or distorted perception of who you are because of this person or whatever. There's a programming here that's keeping you trapped, that's keeping you stuck, okay? That's like the main message here. I'm trying to find other ways to put into words what I'm feeling right now, because it is more of like a feeling, and I do feel like maybe some of you guys have a hard time articulating some of your feelings because you're not fully embracing or diving into the feeling. So you're not understanding it fully. You're not understanding its full potential. Not understanding, but emotions are keys to deeper emotional intelligence, right? So if we're able to dive into the emotion and really feel it at its full potential, it will teach us a lot about ourselves, a lot about the situation that we're in, okay? We just have to be open and aware and conscious and allow these things to speak to us in the way that it does best, right? Is through our feelings. And I do feel like a lot of you guys maybe have a hard time with being in your emotional body because you do feel things so intensely. So maybe you try to detach from these things, because the King of Swords is already a pretty emotionally detached energy, but especially being in the reverse position, this is somebody who doesn't like to talk about emotions, maybe doesn't like to burden other people with their feelings, you know, just somebody who's really closed off, somebody who allows their experiences to sometimes harden them. And that's not what these experiences are for. They're for, like I said, your evolution and your growth. And when we decide to shut down because of certain experiences, we choose to close ourselves off from evolution. If there's one thing that is constant, it is change, okay? So these emotions, these experiences are meant to come in and help you change your perception, change your environment, change who you are, because that's what you came here to do in this physical environment, is to change. That's why we have so many horrific experiences, but also amazing and beautiful experiences. Everything is for our better good, whether we see it like that or not, right? There's always a deeper reasoning behind every situation, every experience that we have. And I feel like that's what Spirit is trying to open you up to see, is to see the deeper hidden meanings behind everything. But I do feel like you are maybe a little trapped in your mind, overthinking things a lot, maybe allowing your intrusive thoughts to consume you at times. And because of that, you start to try to look for coping mechanisms that maybe aren't necessarily the healthiest. And that's what's keeping you stuck in these cycles. That's what your ancestors are wanting you to know today, okay? So, I'm going to pull some oracle, because this is a brief message from your ancestors today, but yeah, there's something that you're being called to walk away from. There could be a lot of like emotion connected to this thing that you're being called to walk away from, and maybe that's part of the reason why you're like shut down, like because you don't want to, I don't know, feel that. It feels like you don't want to feel the extent of this emotion or something, like this connection. I don't know. It's just like too painful or something. And a lot of our intuition also lies within, it's a mix of like our mental, emotional, spiritual bodies, right? It's like all of the above. But, you know, like I said, closing yourself off from one side of the spectrum really does affect the rest of the spectrum. And I do feel like because you're a little bit more closed off to maybe your emotions, it's clouding your mental, and it's distorting your intuition and your perception. You could be somebody that's dealing with a lot of anxiety right now, because of a decision that you have to make. And like I said, if this is something that involves a lot of emotion, you could be, because of the anxiety or the pain that you're feeling, you could be trying to numb those things, which is also distorting your intuition as well, and keeping you stuck in that loop of like numbing out of fear, or, you know, the wrong coping mechanisms, or not necessarily the wrong coping mechanisms, but negative coping mechanisms, the things that impact us in a negative way. Might feel good in the moment, but in the long run, the impact that it has on you or your body is just not benefiting you, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're like having me talk in a loop right now. So I'm just gonna pull some more cards. What do the ancestors of pile 1 want them to know? What do the ancestors of pile 1? She-wolf, unleash the wild within. And it's funny because we got the moon. There is a side of you that has been suppressed for quite some time. And you know, that happens a lot with pretty much everybody. Yeah, I went through that stage where, especially when you start healing, like you almost become disgusted with yourself, or you just reflect on certain behaviors or patterns that you've been in for a while, and because you're not very proud of these things, you deem them as bad, and that keeps you from tapping into your full potential as well. Instead of accepting these things and embracing that was also a part of you, you are changed now, okay? That you've overcame things, and let that empower you. We close it off, and it keeps a part of our our wildness. Like, in the wild is not always a bad thing either. It's just untapped potential, right? It keeps us from being able to tap into that. It's like we're numbed from it, you know? I feel like there's something like that you're afraid of getting out of control, so you're kind of keeping it at bay, or you're numbing this thing because you don't want it to become too much to the point where we can't control it. But it's not meant to be controlled, you know what I mean? We're meant to allow it to be wild, and to express ourselves in this way. It's part of our healing process. That after that, we can learn how to restore order. Sorry, I like blanked out because I was trying to think of the words I was trying to say. Yeah, restore order. So allow this part of you that you're so afraid of becoming out of control out, and then from there we can go and sorry. From there we can reevaluate and see how we can restore order in these areas. What can we do to maybe channel that energy into something that's going to be beneficial for us, that's going to help us, that is going to help our healing process, right? Sorry for the long pauses right there. My brain. Just love when that happens. I do feel like for some of you guys that are resonating with that message of like trying to keep a part of you at bay because you're afraid of it becoming too out of control, that is kind of what's also distorting your perception and your intuition, because you're focusing, like kind of how I was talking about at the beginning, like you're nitpicking at yourself instead of allowing like the fullness of it to just come out in its raw, organic way. Okay, like if it sounds messy, if it sounds crazy, if it's choppy, whatever, it just needs to happen. Okay, it needs to happen. So it's kind of how I'm feeling. It's taken everything out of me to not stop this video and delete it a couple times, especially with those spaces in it, because there are some good messages here, and I do want to just keep it going, just try to get the messages out, because I've been feeling it. But even though it's like choppy and a little spacey, like it needs to come out. You know what I mean? This message is still needing to come out, and I'm just going to do my best. And that's kind of where Spirit is telling you to kind of focus your energy at, is like, just do the best you can. That's all you can do at any point in time. Oh, you got two more. We got Shapeshifter will transform and unveil your gifts. We got two wolves coming out here. So if I were you guys, I would definitely look into the wolf spiritual meaning, like the spirit animal totem, because I do feel like this is an energy that could be also working with you right now. For it to come out in two of these cards, and this deck has a lot of different like animals and creatures and stuff on it. So for two wolves to come out kind of like back to back like that, it's a little crazy to me. And we got Earth Mother, feel loved and comforted. I do feel like through this transformation that you're going through, that maybe you're a little afraid of, you're going to uncover so much about yourself. We never realize like how much potential we really have until we go through the situation and we come out on the other side and we've realized like how strong we are and how capable we are. And I do feel like that's going to also unlock some sort of like gift that has been hidden within you. I think maybe some of you guys have an inkling of what this could be. You've felt it in the past, but you haven't felt the fullness of it. Okay, like that keeps coming out. And when it says feel loved and comforted, a lot of you guys are also being asked to connect back with your roots, because they want you to feel safe in your own energy. They want you to feel safe in your body, to feel safe within this realm. And in order to feel safe here, you have to be connected to your roots, right? You got to be grounded. For some of you guys, if going out into Mother Nature is grounding for you, I would definitely 100% recommend people that actually practice earthing and putting their feet on the ground and connecting more with the earth do tend to have better sleep, okay? They have more relaxed nerves. There's a lot of beautiful benefits. You can definitely feel free to look it up. But there are a lot of beautiful benefits for us connecting with the earth because it is healing for us. And for those of us that feel out of place here, the earth is connecting with Mother Gaia herself is the most healing and connected you're going to feel to feeling at home. Okay? So if you're feeling out of place, if you're feeling anxious, depressed, I recommend going outside and practicing some grounding meditations, connecting with Mother Gaia, giving your problems to her because she is the master of transmutation, right? She can take shit and turn it into a beautiful, fruitful tree. Okay? You know what I mean? Like literal shit. So, my recommendation would definitely be to connect with Mother Gaia if you're feeling called to do so, you know. She is here to help, always. She's always been here to help. She is the mother, okay? Mothers are here to nurture and take care of us. And that's what she wants to do. So, let's find this elephant card. Here we go. Says this card represents our ancestors and those who remember. This card represents our ancestors and those we remember who have passed on. Elephants have excellent memories and often recall difficult routes and terrain to survive drought. They are also one of the few species on Earth other than ourselves recorded to have funerals. They lay leaves and sticks over deceased elephants and stand watch over their bodies for days at a time. These intelligent and compassionate animals inspire reverence for the memory of those no longer with us. This card is a reminder that those gone are not forgotten and to learn from those we have lost. It is respect for elders and acceptance of wisdom. This card might also call you to look into your past or heal your mind and spirit. Past life regression, trauma therapy, or shadow work might be necessary to combat old wounds and painful memories. You may be dealing with the grief of a loss through either death or absence. This card encourages you to take time to mourn and learn from these memories. Shadow reading of this card. The shadow reading of the elephant card is forgetfulness. While this can be seen negatively in terms of absent-mindedness, it can also be an indication to let go of painful memories that are not paying heed to that which does not serve us. Much like the light reading, which tells us to learn from the memories of loss, the shadow tells us to learn but then disregard the pain. Or not disregard, discard. I'm sorry. The correspondences for this card, the element is earth and spirit. The flora is forget-me-not, lilac, caraway, bergamot, and periwinkle. The stones are black calcite, howlite, quartz, wolfenite. That's funny. Wolf again. I'm sorry, but it just keeps coming up. So, the spell work is Samhain ritual, easing the loss of a loved one, helping to train memory, guarding against memory loss, and past life regression. So for those of you that feel drawn to past life regression, that could be a very beautiful tool for you guys, as well as what it said, trauma therapy, and what was the other one? Now I forgot. I'm forgetful. Since being pregnant, I have horrible memory. I'm so sorry. trauma therapy, past life regression, and shadow work. Wow. How did I forget shadow work? Yeah, I do feel like a lot of you guys could benefit from that, especially in this time right now. And I do feel like your ancestors are just reminding you that they are with you every step of the way, and you are not alone in this. Okay, they give you strength. And if you're feeling low in energy, anxious, depressed about certain things, you're mourning, allow yourself to feel those feelings, but then figure out a way to let them go. You know, don't just numb or try to run away from it or try to push it to the side and act like it don't exist. Feel that shit, because that's the only way you're gonna heal that shit. Okay, it's the only way you're gonna find yourself out of that darkness is to seek that darkness. You know what I mean? um, Crack yourself open to allow light to come in and shine a little bit brighter. So these are the messages that your ancestors have for you. Again, sorry for some of the choppy channeling. Hopefully you guys got what you needed from this reading, though. And I appreciate you guys for sticking out to the end. If you did, definitely feel free to give this a like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell button. And don't forget to leave me a cute little comment and let me know how this resonated with you guys. Take care of yourself. Hello, pile 2. If you chose this purple crystal with the spider card that has the keyword create on it, this is going to be your reading. So, like I said in the intro, I think this purple crystal is called Lepidolite, but I could be wrong. So I'm going to look it up and make sure before I put it in the description box. So if you feel called to working with this crystal, check out the description box next to your pile. I will have the crystal name in there. Okay. I have to look it up after I'm done filming. So anyways, when I was tapping into your guys' energy, spirit was showing me your guys' perseverant spirit. Okay, they're showing me in the form of a salmon. You know how salmon are known to swim upstream? I can't remember if it's during like mating season or something or what it is, but they are known to be very strong swimmers, and they will swim up the strongest currents. Okay, they're very perseverant, and that is what spirit was showing me your spirit was like. Okay, very perseverant. You don't take no for an answer, and if things are pushing back at you, you push even harder. Okay. It's like you just don't have no quit, which can be a great thing. You know, you can get a lot of shit done. The only problem with that could be that you push when spirit's trying to like maybe reroute you a different way. You're like stubborn enough to be like, no, I'm gonna take the hard way anyways. You know what I mean? That's the only issue I could possibly see with that. But spirit was definitely showing me that you have been working really hard towards something, and you have been dead set on this thing. And I kind of want to see what comes out for the cards for you guys, because I don't know where spirit's trying to go with this, but I was feeling like there is something that you are adamant about creating in this lifetime. It's like it's gonna get done. This is gonna happen. So I'm gonna put your card right here with your crystal, and I'm going to save this card for the end because I'm going to read it out of the book, because this book has great descriptions in it. So we're going to jump in with some tarot and see what your ancestors have to say to you. What are the messages that your ancestors want to bring through for pile 2? Deck is so hard to shuffle because it's like thick. So what are the messages that spirit wants, or the ancestors of pile 2 want them to know? Messages from pile 2's ancestors. So we have the 2 of Pentacles, We have the Nine of Wands in reverse. So I'm talking about you have no quit. Like, you can be burnt out, tired, okay, and you just don't stop. Like, you don't give yourself a break, which can really bite you in the ass sometimes, because it can keep you from functioning at your best because you're just trying to go, you know. It's like content creators when they're just trying to push out content. Their content starts becoming unauthentic, I guess. It's not as authentic to that creator because they're just trying to push it out for their views and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that kind of vibe. And we got the Queen of Wands. Okay, so there's definitely something that you are very passionate about in this lifetime. I think some of you guys are a little torn as far as how you want to make this thing come to fruition with this Two of Pentacles. And the best thing I can say is to just weigh your options, you know, see what feels right for you. You're very connected to that passionate, fiery part of you. Wow, we got the King of Wands on the bottom. Interesting. Okay, and we got the Devil in reverse underneath that. So let me get this message out, and then I'm going to try to go over all the messages that I'm getting. There is definitely something, you are very connected to your passionate, fiery side, as well as your connection to spirit and your intuition. Allow that to guide you. Like, really tune into how you're feeling when it comes to weighing your options and see what feels like the best route for you. Maybe even ask spirit, your ancestors, to show you the way. You know, if you have more than one option or opportunity in front of you, what one will be most benefiting for you in the path that you are on or what you're trying to create. You know what I mean? Make sure that you're taking everything into accountability, that we're not making no impulsive decisions, or we're not making decisions when we are tired, burnt out. We're not making decisions because we feel obligated or forced in that moment. Because when we do stuff like that, we don't always make the best decisions, right? We're just doing it because we feel obligated. There is a message there, okay? For some of you others, I am feeling like I'm getting a couple different messages. For some of you guys, there's another person involved here, okay? This could be a boss. This could be somebody that you are romantically connected with. You guys share a lot of the same energy. You guys could be like twin flames, soulmates, okay? And a twin flame and a soulmate doesn't always mean romantically either. Let me just clarify that. Okay, this could be a boss that is like your twin flame. You guys match each other's energy so perfectly. This could be somebody that spirit is bringing into your life to bring in that counterbalance, you know, to really bring this situation into its fullest potential, to make this shit happen. You know what I mean? For some of you other guys, the message I was kind of picking up was like mastering manifestation for some of you guys. So there is like a message of being clear about what direction you want to go and how you want this to go about, because you are so connected to that manifestational energy, to the universe, that you are going to make it happen. So they want you to be as clear and direct as possible, okay? If this doesn't involve another person and this is just your energy, like you are complete in your own energy, we all are. But for those of you that are like really standing strong in that energy right now, Spirit is telling you to be more assertive, more direct, more clear with what it is that you want. But yeah, for some of you guys, I am feeling like this could involve another person. Like I said, maybe even a friend or something. This could also be a romantic partner that comes in and just like balance everything out, you know? We all need that little balance in our life. And I feel like this person just kind of brings to the table what maybe you're lacking, you know what I mean? So it's nice to see that. I do feel like this could be like a spirit guide of some sort. Like you guys could be each other's spirit guides. I don't know. I ain't trying to get that deep into it, but this could be like one of those connections where you guys are each other's spirit guide. Even though you're physically here on this plane, your spirits and your soul travel in different realms and are doing all different types of work. Okay, so for those of you that sometimes feel like you're like here but you're not here, it's because your soul or your spirit is elsewhere, guiding somebody else or doing some sort of spiritual work. It's like you guys are like some sort of spiritual warriors, you know, which is really cool. I like connecting with this energy. But yeah, this Two of Pentacles is now giving me a whole nother vibe right now. For some of you guys, you could feel very in between the realms, okay? Like very, not necessarily spacey. Some people could look at you and consider you as like somebody who's spacey or not very present, because you're like, your spirit is just so multidimensional and just between the different realms and the different levels of consciousness, and you're just tapped in more than other people, maybe, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. But yeah, I do feel like there is an energy of feeling tired here. And some of that could have to do with all of the work that you've been doing, maybe even work that you're not necessarily conscious of that you've been doing, right? So, for those of you that are kind of feeling that like burnout coming on, don't try to push through that. Find a safe space for you to rest, okay? Recharge and connect with your energy, and make sure that you are definitely checking in with yourself a little bit more often, not neglecting the things that you need, not neglecting your own self-care, you know what I mean? Trying to work hard and make things happen and help other people, you know, you got to make sure that you're helping yourself too, and that you're taking care of yourself. This King of Wands is also kind of giving me the vibe, and I kind of already said this too, like of a spirit guide or something. This doesn't even have to just be like a physical person. This could just be like a spirit guide of yours coming through, trying to assist you with maybe, I don't know, it could be different for a lot of you guys. Some of you guys, they could be trying to assist you with making a passion project happen. For others of you, they could be trying to assist you with maybe recharging your energy a little bit, like almost fueling your fire in a sense, you know what I mean? Every time you start running a little low, they come in and just like throw another piece of wood on the fire. Like, no, you got this. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. But yeah, so I'm going to pull couple oracle cards and see what comes out for you guys. Messages from your ancestors. Some of you guys are definitely being called to take a break though. To just bask in your beautiful energy and just be for a minute, you know. You don't have to work so hard. You don't have to do so much. Especially if you're feeling low energy at all. Some of you guys are so used to functioning at this level of like exhaustion. It's like almost foreign to you to like take a break, you know what I mean? But that's something that Spirit wants you to get a little bit more comfortable with, because I am seeing the feminine of the fire sign here. So this is giving me more like laid back, intuitive, relaxed energy, whereas like the masculine is more like driven, gonna get shit done. You know, so I do feel like they are kind of like trying to get you to be a little bit more comfortable in your feminine energy. Messages from the ancestors of pile 2. What do you want pile 2 to know? Like, we know you're powerful. We know you can do it, but you don't have to, and you shouldn't always do something just because you can. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need to just let things just be for a little while. And like I said, recharge your energy so that way you can do your best work and like go at it full force, you know, give it your all. Messages from pile 2's ancestors. You should see me in a crown. So we got Peacekeeper with let go of the need to be right. And we have Sun with enjoy success and happiness. Yeah, this is kind of what I'm feeling like. You guys just need to just enjoy, just relax, kick back a little bit more. Bask in like your light, the things that bring you joy, the things that light you up, just kind of like take a little bit of a break and just bask in what you have succeeded and enjoy these things instead of setting another, like, it's great to be goal oriented and passionate about what you're doing. The only time it becomes toxic is when you don't give yourself enough time to enjoy those milestones, you know what I mean? And that could be why you feel so burnt out, because it's like, okay, accomplish this, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next, instead of just enjoying what you just accomplished. You're going to miss a lot if you're going through life just pushing through. I know you want to get things done and you want to be to a certain point in your life, and that's what's driving you to be like this. But Spirit is really telling you to kind of slow down a little bit more. Smell the roses, okay? With this let go of the need to be right, this is kind of making me feel like, for some of you guys that are like super passionate or like stubborn sometimes in your energy, Spirit is telling you to just be a little bit more relaxed. You don't always have to prove yourself. You don't always have to show people what you're capable of or how you could be right. You know what I mean? You could be right, especially like in an argument or something, like people trying to tell you what you already know. You know what I mean? You don't have to prove that to nobody. I feel like just avoiding things like that will just help you keep your own peace, and keep the peace with others too. And we do got Drum with Dream and Journey. Yeah, there's like definitely a dream of yours that you guys are like pushing forward and trying to make this dream a reality. And you guys are just like you guys are pushing through, okay? You guys are getting it done. But I do feel like your soul is wanting to just kind of enjoy where you're at for a little bit. You know what I mean? Really just take it all in. So now that I'm starting to become scrambled, I'm just going to move on to the book and read what this book has on the spider card, if I can find it. Oh, here it is. It says, this card represents creativity and weaving one's imagination into being. By weaving our individual stories into words, music, art, dance, or any creation of our own making, we craft a web of ourself for others to view. The spider card urges you to use your creativity and vision to explore your inner self and express it honestly. Druids believe that the spider is a weaver of the written word. The Druid Ogham alphabet with its cross lines may be found in the web of the spider. The web may be seen as interconnecting stories and pathways, or a woven spiral from the past to the future. Many cultures see the spider as a weaver of fate and fortune. This card may be a message to create your own destiny. In West African and Caribbean folklore, Anansi is a spider with a human face who represents creativity, stories, cunning, and wit. Largely formed with an oral tradition, stories containing Anansi were passed from West Africa to the Caribbean islands during the transatlantic slave trade. Anansi's ability to outwit his oppressors and gain the upper hand made him a powerful symbol of slave resistance. The spider may symbolize the power of words and stories in fighting injustice. Shadow rating is the shadow rating of the spider card indicates a creative block or stagnation. It's cobwebs that form in your mind when it's dusty and littered. It may also be urging you to try and find your creative voice once more after it has been lost in the mirror of other people's demands. Make art for yourself and no one else, and try to rediscover your footing on the delicate web of creativity. It says correspondences, the element is earth, flora is carnation, ginkgo biloba, oh my gosh, ginkgo biloba, mistletoe, and vervain. Stones are alexandrite, celestite, zincite, and opal. Spell work is help with writers or artist block. Luck with a publication, encouraging creativity and imagination, and luck with a performance. Sorry for that reading, but you know what? I got the message out. That was rough. Yeah, so for those of you that resonate with Anansi, I'm sorry if I'm like mispronouncing that. I tried. Definitely look into the story. I did read about it at one point, but my mind has already forgotten it because I just got a lot going on. But I would definitely recommend looking into it for yourself. There could be a lot there that you resonate with. It could also trigger a memory or activate something within you. You never know. That could be an energy that's trying to work with you right now. But yeah, I'm going to leave this here because I'm running out of things to say at this point. I don't want to just fuck it all up and want to delete this. So I hope this reading resonated with you guys. If it did, feel free to give this a like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell button so you don't miss when I upload. Hope to see you guys in my next one. Take care of yourself. Hello, my pile threes, and thank you for tuning in with me. If you are drawn to the green crystal as well as this beautiful love card that has these swans on it, this is going to be your reading. So tapping into the energy, I was definitely getting a lot of mirroring energy. And this is not only just negative things that are being mirrored back to you. This is the beautiful things that are happening within you that are being mirrored back to you as well. If you're encountering a lot of like really nice people, people that are kind to you, people that are positive and uplifting, that's because that is what you bring to the table. That is what you shine. Okay? That's what's happening within you. That is genuinely who you are. Okay? And even if you are meeting, negative people that are hating on you, don't necessarily look at it as like a negative thing. This is an opportunity for you to see a different perception of what is happening inside of you. You know what I mean? Check in with yourself and ask yourself, where are you being like this with yourself or others? That is always the first go-to for me when I start encountering a lot of like shitty people, is where am I being shitty to myself? Where am I being shitty to others? And trying to understand that deeper so that way I can shift that energy. We can't shift something that we're not aware of. We can't change something that we're not aware of. And that's what a lot of these experiences are trying to teach you, whether it's positive or negative, right? So, Spirit is bringing up a heavy energy of mirroring. You can even see it in this card right here. All of this mirroring energy. We have as above, so below right here. We have these two swans mirroring each other, making this beautiful heart. There's a lot of mirroring energy happening just in this card, but that is what Spirit is bringing up as well as the first message. So we're going to put this card over here with your crystal. I'm going to save this for the end because I like the book descriptions. They got a lot of beautiful, in-depth energies or messages that touch on the energy a little bit deeper. So, let's jump in with some tarot. See what do your ancestors want to say to you. What message do they have for you, pile 3? What message do you have for pile 3? The ancestors of pile 3. What messages do you have for pile 3, Spirit? The ancestors of pile 3. Ancestors of pile 3. What do you want pile 3 to know? We got Four of Wands. Oh, I love this. This is more mirroring energy. Um, you see all the wands right here. This reminds me of 1111, which just makes me think of more mirroring energy. Okay, we got the Ace of Wands. We got the Seven of Cups. What do we have on the bottom of the deck? We got the Six of Cups. All right. So, for a lot of you guys, I do feel like there is a new connection coming in, or some sort of new spark coming into your existing connection or connections, okay? There is a lot of potential for you guys to, I feel like, grow in a very beautiful way. And for a lot of you guys, this is like a soulmate or a twin flame that is coming in, or that you have already met. The flame could be reigniting. There could be an opportunity for a new start. Or this is just an entirely new connection for some of you guys. We got the World card underneath of this, and I like that because to me this feels like a chapter that has closed and something new that is coming in to replace this old energy. You know what I mean? Even if this is like an old person or somebody that you already are connected with, it's like they have finally closed out this chapter. You guys have, in a sense, you guys have reached the same level. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are at the same level of evolution, emotional intelligence, and you're ready to really take it to the next level. You know, and this doesn't always have to just mean love, like a relationship connection, but I am picking up heavy, like, romantic energy here. But for those of you that aren't resonating with the romance area, this could be even like a soulmate or a twin flame that is in the form of a friend, okay, that's coming in, that you feel like a really deep connection to, a very deep soul connection, right? I do feel like if there's any like confusion around this connection or around this person, there's going to be clarity, is what Spirit is telling me with the Seven of Cups here. There will be clarity. I feel like a lot of things that have been unsettled, unsaid, will be coming to the surface for you guys to be able to hash through this. Yeah, for you guys, this is definitely revolving around another connection. I'm sorry. If that doesn't resonate with you, then definitely feel free to pick another pile. But this is definitely involving another connection. For most of you guys here, I do feel like this is a love connection, but this doesn't have to just be a love connection. For those of you that are like married to this person, it's like this person showing up in a new light. You know what I mean? Maybe had some sort of revelation or epiphany, and they're now coming to you in the energy that you've always known they've had. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes when people are going through shit and they're just not their self, it's like you almost feel like you lost them, like lost a piece of them. It's like they're showing back up, they're showing back out for you, like they are being the person that you know they are, you know? They just had to go through like some sort of cycle, close out some sort of cycle. For some of you guys, though, this could also be a person from the past. With the Six of Cups, this is making me think of like memories of love, somebody that you guys haven't necessarily closed the door on. You know, the door's always been open, it's been cracked in case they wanted to come back in the right energy. It's like, you're welcome here. Like, you still have a space in my heart no matter what, you know. Even if this person comes back to just clear the air, right? Clarify some things that happened and just speak their truth and speak their emotions to you, and you guys don't go anywhere with it. You guys are able to just move forward, and find love and acceptance within this. It could even be something like that. It doesn't necessarily mean reconciliation, but for some of you guys, I am picking up reconciliation energy. Like, you guys might even just reconcile in the form of just being friends and talking again. Maybe you haven't heard from this person in a long time, right? And you guys are now back on the talking terms, and it feels good. You know, it's not something that's draining for you. It doesn't cause you a bunch of anxiety and fuck with your emotions, you know. If it does do that, then, you know, that's a sign from your spirit that this is just not aligned with you anymore, you know. But for a lot of you here, I am feeling like the connection feels good. It feels fresh. There's like a new start, a new energy that comes with this connection, even if it's an existing connection. For some of you guys, though, this could definitely be a new connection for you guys. Some of you guys could have felt like, you know, you missed the mark with an old person. Somebody was the one that got away, and then this person shows up, and you're like, it's like having that person reborn into a more evolved energy. You know, that person didn't get it together, so God gave you another person. A lot of us have multiple soulmates, you know. A lot of us only have like that one twin flame that we're really cut from the same cloth, but sometimes we come across people that are like karmic twin flames, and we can't tell that it's a karmic until we meet our true twin flame. You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh shit, maybe this person was just karmic as fuck, you know? It's hard to distinct the energies when they feel so similar. But yeah, whatever title you guys choose to put on it, this person is definitely being sent to you from your ancestors, and your ancestors just want you to be aware of this, because this is something that you've wanted with all of your heart. You've been wanting somebody to love. You've been wanting somebody to understand you. You've been wanting somebody to give the same energy that you give, to be reciprocal. You know what I mean? And Spirit's like, here it is. Don't pass this up. You know, holding on to past drama or past baggage and shit like that, letting that distort this new energy, you know. Let that old shit go. Woo, that was a lot. So I'm going to pull some oracle cards and dive a little bit deeper into the messages that your ancestors want to bring to you. What do they want to say? I'm hearing that I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. And I love you for 1,000 more. For a lot of you guys, even if this is a new person, it's like when you meet this person, it's like, I have known you for fucking ever. Like, we have definitely had incarnations together before where we were together. Like, you are my person. It's like, it's very profound. There is no overlooking it. You know what I mean? It's a very deep connection. What message does the ancestors want to tell pile 3? What message does the ancestors want to tell pile 3? I guess you guys get 3. Seer, see beyond the current situation. We got great teacher, learn from your spiritual experiences. And we have, oh, you guys got 4. We got protection guardian, but drop your shields. And oracle with wait for important information. Interesting, you got seer and you got oracle. You guys could definitely be somebody who is very connected to the spiritual realm. You guys could be very spiritual people. We got druid with hold the space. You guys could even be somebody who does like tarot readings, you know, oracle readings, things like that. You guys are very connected to spirit, and I do feel like spirit is telling you to kind of trust your own gifts, trust your intuition. your feelings, and to just like be open. Hold the space for these things, even if they're not quite clear when they come through. Hold the space for them to become clear to you. You know what I mean? Because in time, everything always starts to make sense. Everything comes full circle. And with this, learn from your spiritual experiences. Sorry, I gotta put this over here so I can see everything. Learn from your spiritual experiences. I do feel like Spirit is telling you, like, you've learned these lessons already, and it's time to apply these lessons into your everyday life. You know what I mean? Really stand strong on your boundaries. Be that peace that you have sought after for so long, you know, and that you've done so much work on yourself to become. Be that. You know, learn from your past experiences and trust that if something ain't right, that it will be shown to you. And all you have to do is trust that. Even if somebody tries to tell you that that's not true, this is, you know, woo-woo shit. You know your truth, and you know what resonates with you. And I feel like there is a message here of just trust that. You don't have to be so guarded. You don't have to be so like ready to go to bat. You know, all you got to do is just kind of be laid back. Spirit's got you as well. So, you know, you're not doing this shit alone, and they're not going to they're going to make sure that nobody tries to come in and hurt you or fuck up your progress. All you need to do is just keep, you know, applying pressure and doing your thing. And that's all you're being asked to do. But yeah, there is something that is going to be revealed to you in time. And it could be about a connection. This could be something that you've been feeling for quite some time, like I said, and this is becoming clear for you. Or it could be that for some of you guys, that there was a connection that you thought was your twin flame or your soulmate. This was somebody you were supposed to be with. That becomes clear that that was karmic. You know, there was only lessons there. There was a lot of love too, but there was a lot of lessons there that was there to help you with your growth. You guys were never actually supposed to be together in this lifetime. There's going to be somebody else. You know, there's so many different, what's the word I'm looking for? Scenarios that I could speak on, because this is a general reading, but we're just going to leave it at that. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to pull the card, or the book on this card right here. Swans. The Swan. Why did I say Swan? The Swan card. It says this card represents love in all of its forms, be it romantic, platonic, familial, sexual, or self-love. Swans mate for life and have become symbolic of true love, commitment, and long-lasting effect. This card implies the finding of love as well as the giving of love. It is emblematic in commitment, loyalty, partnership, and faithfulness. The Swan card may also symbolize self-love and acceptance, overcoming self-doubt or hatred to see the beauty within. When we are reminded of Hans Christian Andersen's tale, The Ugly Duckling, we might understand this card to show us that we hold true beauty no matter what our inner or outer saboteurs may say. The shadow rating of this card, it says folklore and mythology revolving around swan maidens exist all over the world, associating the swan with marriage, love, and romance. However, many of these stories end with tragedy or begin with entrapment. A shadow rating of the Swan card may represent the dangers of codependency and losing the self when one is in a relationship, and may also represent a destructive relationship from one which needs to be escaped. This is correspondences. The element is water. Flora is bleeding heart. Flora is bleeding heart, flower, rose, butterbur, and cardamom. Stones are rose quartz, diamond, emerald, jade, opal, and rhodochrosite, whatever. Spell work is attracting love into your life, blessing a union, sex magic, self-love, and confidence, as well as Beltane, ritual, and spring rites. Okay, so, whew, I've been having a hard time reading the book today. For those of you that do struggle with like codependency and stuff like that, definitely be aware that that is a shadow trait that you have developed, and make sure that you do things to connect you with your self-love and continue to empower you in your connections, so that way you don't get lost in your connections. You know what I mean? It's really easy to get swept up in love. Trust me, I know. I've dealt with codependency pretty much my whole life. And for those of you that don't really resonate maybe with so much as like the love part, like a romantic love, maybe you're like just coming into acceptance and union with the self, you know, all the different parts of yourself, the parts of yourself that we've deemed as negative, and maybe pushed to the side. You guys could also be somebody that resonated with all the above, you know what I mean? Maybe it's self-love, it's romantic love, it's friendship, it's just the whole love department is going good for you guys. Okay, and that's what your ancestors want you to know, as things are starting to look up for you. Okay, so these are the messages that I have for you, pile 3. I hope this reading resonated with you. If you did, feel free to give this a like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell button so you don't miss when I upload. I hope to see you guys in my next one. Take care of yourself.